Can you hear me now? I apparently didn't turn the mic on. We're off to a great start. Should be there now. You guys have audio? I mean, nobody really needed the part where I talked about my members mark water and that I'm finally starting to feel like a normal person. I still can't hear out of my left ear. I've just accepted my fate and realized I'm deaf now, so that's a thing. Nah, it'll probably be fine. I feel like when my... Man, Calyx, coming at me already. Whatever. Anyway, I feel like when my ear finally pops, it's either going to be the most satisfying thing in the world, or it's going to hurt just absolutely terrible. Thanks, Shannon, for the positivity. At least someone believes in me around here. So, that was probably loud. If you guys haven't seen it yet, I did a video on this little guy yesterday. This is my new tool. It's a heat set insert press. And I'm fairly confident that if I try to say that phrase one more time, I'm not going to be able to. For 50 bucks, this thing's pretty rad, and I'm really hoping that it's going to help us with the Voron build. Time will tell. The really fun part that we get to look forward to with this chaos build is me attempting being a very strong phrase to make sure that everything stays square, because I don't have a great flat surface out here to work on. So we're going to be building our Voron on this plastic table. And I hope that it's pretty square. The table appears to be pretty flat. I haven't left anything too heavy on it, so it's not really suffering from creep yet. We'll see. Normally, I'm really bad at following instructions, but I want to do 52 streams. I'm hoping, so my goal, I saw Nero build a Voron in just a bit, or Voron V0 in just a couple over, or a little while over 10 hours. So I'm hoping that it doesn't need to be 52 streams. I'm really hoping that we're going to be closer to like 5 or 6. I really don't want to do things off camera. Like, I really want to do the entire build process online if possible. I realize the reality of that situation is some stuff might just make for better content. Being said, in this Fysetc kit that we unboxed last week, everything should be pretty much ready to go, so I don't think that there's going to be a lot of having to... I mean, we're not going to have to make wiring harnesses. I don't think there's any soldering. Nick, the glass bed is an awesome point. I don't have one out here. I should have called you before going live. I mean, I've got spring steel galore out here. I've got like 7 spring steel sheets out here, but no panes of actual glass. No glass. I've got plexiglass. Well, I think the time has come. I'm going to do my absolute darndest to follow these instructions to the best of my ability. I'm not very good at following instructions. However, we're going to give it an honest go. I like to skip steps, I like to skip around, and I feel like if I do that with this build, we're going to have a situation on our hands where this is like my 2.4, which someday, Nick, probably. I might honestly just bring it to your house and let you do it for me. Okay, so we need hardware. And a lot of it. Our hardware is in here. It's just English, I think you can read. Absolutely do not skip steps on this build. That sounds like a challenge that I really don't want to meet. Okay, so I need screws and stuff. Yeah, honestly, Nick, it might just be easier for me to round up as many of the parts for the 2.4 that I can find and bring them to you. And then just, I don't know, have you invoice me later. Okay. Instructions don't say anything about zip ties or anything yet, so I'm going to start grabbing extrusions. One really cool thing, we didn't look at this on stream because I didn't pull all the extrusions out when we did the unboxing. So this is actually a skeletonized, lightweight X-axis. So I'm super stoked about this little guy. Bring the parts in a 6-pack. You might have yourself a deal, my friend. Anyway, so we have this skeletonized X rail. I'm super excited for that. This thing weighs like nothing. I mean, aluminum's already pretty light, but like this feels like I'm holding absolutely nothing at all. See, there's a pretty good difference between these two. So the whole idea with this is weight reduction. And I think it's gonna do a good job. I mean, I'm not looking to print a 10-minute benchy. I don't want to put the time into tuning a profile for that, but this would help. So start by grabbing all of our extrusions and making a neat pile outside of the foam. Just slightly off camera. Nick, when you built your V0, did you have your LTT screwdriver yet? I think these are going to be top hat parts because they're little fellas. That was more challenging than it needed to be. One thing's for sure, these extrusions were not messed up during transit. I couldn't even fathom how that would be possible. You haven't got an LTT screwdriver yet? I thought you bought one. Kids are expensive. All right, I'm starting to lose my patience for this foam already. There we go. I mean, once this build is done, this box is not going to be used for anything, and stuff needs to start coming out of it. I'm gonna lose my mind. This is almost packaged too well. What is so special about them, as in the Voron or the screwdriver? I haven't had to sell any knives yet. Buddy, because of you and this Flipper Zero that you forced me to buy yesterday, I thought about selling knives this morning. However, they are sold out, so I feel a little bit vindicated in the fact that I did go ahead and buy it yesterday. Okay, I've got hardware out that I think is all we're gonna need for the time being. This is motors, electronics, we'll pull that out just in case. VHB tape, screen, drag chain, rails. Happily insert fastener A into slot B. Mark, that is some sound wisdom, man. That is some sound wisdom. All right, we're probably done with that for now. When I'm talking with my friends, I love to just super confidently say, yeah, probably to stuff. Oh yeah, we need all of these things. feel like I need a bigger table to work on. This little like 4-foot folding table from Walmart is probably not doing it. Oh, I don't need the hot end right now either. All right, Calyx, what's special about the LTT screwdriver? Well, I'm gonna go ahead and shill because I've already been accused of being an LTT shill. Realistically, unless you're doing a lot of stuff with a screwdriver, it doesn't make a lot of sense to buy. It is a $70 screwdriver that was inspired by the fact that Linus from Linus Tech Tips, or LTT, regularly carried a orange-handled snap-on screwdriver everywhere he went for years. It is incredibly comfortable. The ratchet is ridiculously soft and smooth, like super satisfying. It's got fantastic knurling, so you can get a good grip on it. And you can store 12, I think, half-length bits inside. Yeah, it was $70. Some of that is creator tax. Some of that is it's a high-quality tool, and I think for the most, they're assembled. Final assembly on this, to my knowledge, is actually in Canada. They did a video on that, which was really, really cool to watch. The magnet is super strong. The ratchet is fantastic. And I mean, realistically, if you are a tool guy at all, and you compare this to the price of an actual snap-on screwdriver, it would be really close to the $70. Did I overpay for this screwdriver? Kind of. It was expensive. Some of that's creator tax, some of that is their small run. I'll give you $19.99. No, thank you. Like, if we're being honest, I have like a $13 ratcheting screwdriver from Lowe's that actually has some more functionality. But I don't know. I don't know if it's the justification that I need to squeeze every penny out of the very expensive screwdriver. But it's one of those things where I do enjoy using it. I find it very comfortable to hold. It is one of my favorite fidget toys. And I don't know, it's kind of cool because it was designed by a creator that I enjoy watching. So getting to support them and receive a product in exchange was kind of a fun, neat thing. So yeah, it was not cheap. Would I buy one again if I lost this tomorrow? Not tomorrow, but eventually, probably. The Mark, is it the double ratchet one where you can turn the handle one way and then as you turn it back the other, it continues to drive? Because that's the one I have, and it is freaking awesome. Cobalt makes really good tools. Okay. Well, the good news is most of the extrusions that we're using are the same size. And it looks like they are all tapped on both ends. So nearest I can tell, I don't have to pay any special attention. Every one of these should be 200 millimeters in length, so I don't have to worry about sorting through them. They are all tapped M3 by 0.05, and the ends of all of these do appear to be tapped. So I'm not going to sort these out because I think they're all the same. Those are too small. We need those to be longer. Mark, we're building a baby printer. It's a little guy. It's just a baby. Like triple that length. You know. Do you guys see the new Bamboo release today? Yes, you do. I do what? Need them to be longer? Different hole patterns in the slots. I'm looking at the manual. I promise I'm reading instructions. They all look like T-slot. Oh, there's the secret. Man. Okay, you've got a hole in the side. I forgot, there are holes in the sides of these. You've got a hole in the side. That was nearly a disaster. Already. Mark, it's like that night Loyal was assembling his MMU. I'm just gonna like freestyle a V0 build. That was some chaos energy when Loyal built the MMU for his Prusa. And having just done the same build like a year prior, I was doing a little bit of a concern. I'm not a streamer. I'm doing a live stream, but I'm not really a streamer yet. I'm learning. Worst prepped. Buddy, I'll have you know, I was in the studio working on getting ready for half an hour before the show started. So not only was I only 4 minutes behind schedule, I didn't lose anything. What are these parts for? If you take something apart and put it back together with less parts in it than when you took it apart, so like if you have leftover parts, you should be able to send those parts back to the manufacturer for a refund, as well as an invoice for your engineering time, because they clearly were not needed. Okay. Oh, you're sneaky little fellas. You have a hole on one end. You have 2 holes. You also have 2 holes. You have no holes. 4 minutes behind is like 45. See? That's what I'm saying. That's what I am trying to tell you guys. It works fine. You just did that with your G-Max? Like, ripped it apart and had leftover pieces? I gotta say, speaking of G-Max, I'm, oh, you slippery devil, you don't belong in this pile. That's right, it goes in the square hole. What in the heck? Oh no. I am in over my head. Okay. 2 of those. Oh gosh. Okay, A extrusion. What is special about A extrusion? Several leftover pieces. Yes, it's fine. What am I Calyx, what am I supposed to have ready? Was I supposed to just like have all of this out and on the table ready to go? That's not how this works. We're making content. I'm trying to get watch hours. So I'm stringing you guys along. Now the mic thing, that was pretty funny. That's on brand. Okay. A extrusion and B extrusion look like they're the same thing. So I should have 6 pieces of extrusion that do not have holes in the sides. Yeah, you're in the wrong area. 6? Yeah, 6. Ooh, this might be a little different. It might be counting, the manual might be counting this as a piece. Oh boy. No holes, no holes, no holes. Okay. Do you guys also just have filament scraps everywhere throughout your home? Just everywhere you turn, there's small pieces of filament, just everywhere. Okay. You did say something about parts A and B. Okay, you don't go here. You go with you, but not with you. You do, however, go right here. All right, so, gosh, dang it, man. Apparently, this stream is just going to be me sorting aluminum extrusion. Brought to you by Fysetc. Okay. You have holes in 2 directions. You have holes in 1 spot. 1 spot. What you guys don't know is Nick in chat here is going to get so many phone calls about this. He's going to block my phone number. I only have... You don't have filament... Your dad has a printer? Have you guys got that working yet? I thought you were getting a P1P. You're getting a P1S? Oh, golly. Okay. Final sanity check before I start screwing things together. Before Farsner A goes to slot B. I think everything is sorted out. You should be a good helper and just help him fix it. So that way you guys have 2 printers and can enjoy having scraps everywhere. The fully enclosed one is the P1S. Okay. 4. 2 little guys. Okay. Your white balance is all over the place. It's, I have the camera set up on auto ISO, and when I move my face over here, the light is right here. I don't know what to do about that. Actually, I do have an idea. Hold tight. We're going on an adventure. All right, things are about to get a lot darker, and then they're going to get brighter. Just navigate the chaos that is my workshop. Let's see. How's this? Turn off the light? Dude, if the lights go out, you're not going to be able to see anything. Like, at all. I'll prove it. I mean, you'll be able to see some stuff, but it's going to look terrible. See? Now, the lights have to be on. They're important. This light is really cool, though. It can do effects. Like, I really enjoy this one. Now it's warm and toasty in here because I've got a fire. No, but all seriousness, lighting look a little better. Is it a little bit more smooth now? I hope so. That was perfect. I don't believe you. Go up like one or more. Okay, we're going on an adventure again. See? These are the adventures of a live show, guys. Yeah, too much. I'm going to trip over something in here and fall and get seriously hurt. I need an intern to come and clean the shed, because I'm going to get hurt. All right. We have stuff gathered, unprepared. I'm learning. You're mean. Nut bars. Yes, this kit did come with pre-threaded nut bars. Perfect on your TV. I'm glad that I could appease you. There are so many pieces everywhere. Linear rails. Am I? Oh, okay. We're mounting rails right away. Yes, I have met your sister. You make a good point. Note: do not let the rails slide. Do not let the. What is this? Don't slide the carriage out. Apparently I can't read. All right. Apparently we are starting off, instead of building the frame, we are starting by installing rails into the carriage. Why rails? Okay. This is chaos already. Okay. Are you a Y rail or extrusion? E extrusions. Y rails. Oh. E extrusion. This is going to be an adventure. E extrusion. We should have 4 of those. They have 1 hole. These have 2 holes. These all have 1 hole. You go away. All right. Now we're cooking with a heat lamp. No, I did not think this was going to be any different. Building a Voron for the first time, kind of, second time, kind of. Building a Voron live with little to no experience, yeah, no. This is 100% what I expected. Okay, so our little nut bar friends here are going to slide into our extrusion. I don't know if I should put these capped on tape up or capped on tape down. We're gonna go tape down, because that feels kind of right, I guess. Okay. Looks like we should be able to do 2 of these per each of these rails. And in the most overkill manner possible, open up our linear rail. This knife is terrifying. I didn't realize it was still so sharp. Or this plastic is actually made of paper. I dropped something. What is this? Oh, super cool thing. They included spare. They included some spare carriage bearings, the steel ball bearings, in case I pull a me and let the carriage slide off the rail. Pretty smooth. Realistically, I should have prepped these by like cleaning them. Not gonna do that. 38 millimeters. Okay. The instructions won't call out nuts that were inserted in a previous step. Okay. Is it time for me to put screws in here? No? Okay. Do you have grease? I don't think I have anything out here that would be good grease. I have some stuff. They are pre-coated with something. Great tip, Mark. I'm gonna leave the stoppers in until which point the stoppers are not needed anymore. Okay. So, am I putting screws in here at some point? There we go. M2 by 6. Okay. Now we get to get into all of these little guys. And there are a lot of them. M3 by 40, M3, M3. M2 by 6. These are by 8. I almost made a fatal flaw. See, isn't it so much fun to watch somebody sort through a pile of screws on the internet? Cosmoline? You know, when we unboxed this, I'm not saying that they didn't, but I didn't see any. What is this? What was in here? Oh, that was a little baby heated bed. I don't know that they included grease. I've got actual 3M VHB tape. What is this? I have thermal compound. They did include thermal compound. Yeah, no, I'm not seeing grease. Put your knife away when it's not in use so you don't cut yourself and end up with a tattoo of your knife on your leg. I'm gonna do a big brain, and I've got this magnetic parts tray, which is super handy. So that way if I lose something, like if I drop something like that, it'll just ting into the parts tray. Oh, you're a real little fella, aren't you? All right, we're 40 minutes in and we're finally installing a fastener, kind of. Doot, doot, doot. As soon as I get a couple of these screws in, I'm not tightening them all the way. I just want to get a couple of them started. I have to look and see if there was a jig, a linear rail alignment tool included for this in all of these printed parts. I'm sure there probably was one. Not that I noticed, but I did not go through each of the part baggies. I figured that if we don't have something, we will cross that bridge when we get to it. Swiss Navy grease. Is it made in Switzerland by their Navy, or is that just what it's called? Okay. We've got some screws in the thing. I really need to purchase a metric tape measure. I should do that while Amazon's got Prime Days 2 Electric Boogaloo running. For those of you who are watching and hanging out, where does this rank in terms of awkwardness from Voron streams? I didn't assume anything, except that I am clueless. And if in a month or so we have a working 3D printer, I am going to be very impressed with myself. My number one goal with building this printer is that it functions. I mean, I don't really have any expectations outside of that. I just want it to work. That's my main goal, is just function. Okay. So rails are in the nut bars. If you guys are working on printers, these magnetic parts trays are like less than $5 at Harbor Freight, and it's super handy. I feel like this thing is going to be like the MVP. All right, time to go rummage through the printed parts. Conveniently, everything is located off to my side as if this were a cooking show. All right, we're going to check in here. Are you guys able to hear the road noise? All right, there is one adapter for print, or adapter, spacer, jig, whatever. I have calipers. Okay, cool. I just want you guys to know that I was absolutely panicking how in the world that I was going to figure up 38 millimeters. And then I remembered that I have calipers with a depth gauge over beside me. And that was a huge relief. All right, more chaos. I really don't want to pull all of those out of here. Okay, I changed my mind. That's an adorable little spool holder. Neat. Aha, there are two. Thank goodness. I really didn't want to have to remove the TPU that's in the bamboo right now. So the fact that that was there is super convenient. All right. I want to reseal that so I don't lose anything. Grab my calipers. And nope, that'll work. When I ask you guys in a minute where I put the M2 screws, they're on the workbench behind me. So we're gonna use our little 3D printed jig guide thingy, and we're going to use it to align our linear rails on the extrusion. That's going to keep them kind of square as they can be, onto this, and prevents me from having to measure. They just slide on and they shift it on the rail. You do kind of want two of these. Realistically, if you had another one and could do three, that's probably the best case scenario. I don't have three. It's not that big of a deal. It's a 3D printer. It's never going to be super accurate. Well, it's not going to be machining accurate. Pretty close though. So I need this rail to be 38 millimeters from, where did I get 38 millimeters? Did I make the number up? $33 millimeters. You're doing an awful lot of judging there, Mark. I don't know how to do fancy redeems. I don't know how all that stuff works. I have tried my hand at game streaming in the past and never got as far as learning how to do all the fancy fun stuff. Do a big brain here, and we're gonna set this to 33. So I don't know how to set any of that up. What I'm kind of planning and hoping to do is, if this goes well, my plan is, I've kind of talked with my cameraman slash editor. Nope, that's wrong. Where in the heck? 38. I was right the first time. We're debating going to a alternating schedule. We're talking about maybe doing a video every other week and a live stream on the off week. But I'm going to be honest, I took a week off a few weeks ago. I took a week off from posting a video, and it made me feel uncomfortable. If it's stupid and it works, Nick, if it's stupid and it works. If it gets the job done. Because this is just more awkward, I feel like, than doing it the very redneck way that I was doing it. See, this is... I'm not a professional caliper user, man. You've seen my CAD work. Alright, before I bump something, I'm going to start locking these screws down. And then I will do a sanity check and make sure that they are good. Also, I read ahead in the instructions and saw that we're going to need printed parts soon. And Fysetc did do a fantastic job of including what I hope is everything that we need. The problem is they're only sorted by color, and I would like to have seen them maybe be sorted by like what step in the process are going to be used. I've seen that done with some Etsy parts, which I thought was a pretty cool idea. Just so that way people know. All right, we are snugged down. .38 millimeters. All right, so that rail is snug as a bug in a rug. Set it off to the side. So, is this the most chaotic Voron stream you guys have watched so far? Am I at least doing one thing well? There is a printed spacer that didn't make its way back into the bag. I believe that's for the tool head. And I just need you guys to know that because I have brass standoffs, I think what Fysetc did with the printed parts for this kit was I think they literally just printed everything from the repo. What did Mark say? Wouldn't it be nice if you knew some guy who knew how to do all that and then just pay them for a package deal setup? You just download and turn it on. If you find someone like that, let the rest of us know. Are you talking about the 200 character thing? I don't know how to do any of that. I don't know if that's settings that I have somehow enabled or missed, or if it's because I'm not monetized yet with the new platform stuff that YouTube did. I don't know. I do not know. Okay. All right. We've gotten as far as we have 2 pieces of extrusion with linear rails on them. I am quickly realizing that I do not have the workspace for this. Okay. All right, so the next step is going to be so those were our Y rails. So now we're going to be doing okay, it wants us to put these unlabeled parts at the end of our linear rails, which means we're going diving in the plastic parts. This is like lightweight, anxiety inducing. Okay, these have all got to be for the enclosure. And I'm thinking that these are all skirt components. So I guess maybe they did kind of organize these for us. Mark, are you talking about, regarding the limit, are you talking about for chat, like character limit, or are you talking about like number of messages that can be sent? All right, big brain number next. If you guys don't keep some filament boxes on hand, you should, because they are fantastic for when you're trying to organize project stuff. Okay. I don't see anything that looks like this little part that they're calling out in here. Nifty. And this printed spacer, chat message character limit. Yeah, I'll have to look at that. I'm not 100% sure. Have another filament box handy? I mean, I have a lot of boxes in here, but preferably an empty one. Do. We'll be right back. I love keeping empty boxes around because it does make it makes organizing projects super easy. Aha! I found the parts that we're using. This box right here is silk green PLA, and the box that I put on the floor a second ago, full of parts, is black PETG, which is why the spool is foil wrapped. So that way it's a mystery. I'm gonna have no idea what's in that package later and then be mad when I open a spool of PETG. All right, now we need M3 by 8 screws. And boy howdy do we have a lot of M3 by 8s. Was that lime green? Nope, just regular silk green. What do I have that in? I don't have that in any of the printers at the moment. No, that was just regular silk green, which I prefer to the lime green actually. This is another cable winder. I found this on Maker World on green printables. And I think I like this one better because it snaps instead of having to feed the cable all the way through. I don't have a spare cable floating around. But yeah, looks really good in silk green. I bought it for, what did I buy that for? Oh, pumpkin prints. Because I was originally planning to do a bunch of Halloween prints, and am quickly running out of time for Halloween. Did they include drop nuts of some variety? Shims, spacers, shims, spacers, or standoffs, T-nuts. They only included 2 of these. I wonder if this is where I'm supposed to use them. Oh. Nope, this is for securing belts. Shimmering. Okay. Did they give me any printed T-nuts in here? Boy, that sure doesn't look like it. Ah, they left supports on a piece. Actually, that doesn't look like supports, so I'm not going to play with that until the time comes. In case you guys can't tell, I get distracted really easily, and that's part of where the disaster that is my first Voron came from, is I got distracted and skipped around on steps, and then was in a motorcycle accident, and, you know, just kind of forgot what I was doing. Okay, hello. There's no printed T-nuts in there. Alright, so they have to have included them somewhere, and I'm just missing them. That looks like that is bearing stack, magnets, bed springs, extruder components. Man, I definitely squirrel hard. You know what? Do I have that? Haha. All right, we're going rogue already. I don't see T-nuts, and I'm tired of looking for them, so I have some regular, good old-fashioned hex nuts, and we're going to use those. Is that in these? This build's going to take forever. I feel like this is like, once we're into a flow, I feel like it's going to be easier to keep going. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. So I'm just dropping these hex nuts in the extrusion. Something that I learned really early into my 3D printing journey was I keep M3 hardware on hand. Always have. And I keep a fair amount of it on hand because it is so useful, and so many people use M3 hardware in their designs. It is kind of crazy. Of course, I have the wrong size. The start of the spare parts pile begins. Having spare parts is something that I feel like not enough people call attention to. Like, I get it. Some people do not want to be tinkerers, and that's fine. That's fine. There is something for everybody. However, I like to fix things. Like, if my printer breaks, I'm going to do what I can to fix it myself. And when I can't fix it myself, and I'm not able to find the answer online, I call my friend in chat, Nick. Nick is one of my best friends in the world. I played at least some small part in his corruption into the world of 3D printing. And he helps me when I break stuff. Okay, so I took one of my stoppers out because we have these here printed stoppers. So the carriage is not going to fly out, at least in that direction. And I remembered to reseal my bag of M3 hardware so that way we don't have a disaster on our hands. Also, these M3 nuts like fit perfectly inside this frame. This T-slot, it's pretty wonderful. Okay, C extrusion is going to have 2 holes. You corrupt a lot of people. Hey man, I gave you your first printer. That's first hit's free, Calyx. First hit's free, man. Okay. Okay. All right, we are finally moving on from installing our first rails onto installing our second rails. Also, these nut bars are super awesome, and I'm pretty sure that tape down was the strategy. If I'm wrong, I don't want to be right. Although, I don't feel like I have enough of these. Oh, yeah, no, I do. I totally forgot that the x-axis already has tapped holes for the linear rails. So that's going to make that an absolute treat. All right. It's kind of funny. Like, these ones are super loosey-goosey. These ones are snug as a bug in a rug. Okay. What is my space here? 33 millimeters. Okay. So 33 millimeters from each side. Use your brain. Yes, the knife was cool, but you can just do this too. Just one of those situations where you pay for the fun tool and you want to use it. Kind of like my screwdriver. I paid for the fun tool, so I want to use it. Okay. M2. You guys thought I was going to forget that. And I thought I was going to have to ask for help. Are you guys having any amount of fun? Or are you at least enjoying watching me have absolutely no freaking idea of what I'm doing? Like, I could be doing this out here in the cold shed all by myself in this here autumn weather in sunny Ohio. But I want you guys to know that I am having fun doing this on stream. Night, Nick. Thanks for hanging out. Tell Shannon I said goodnight as well. I'm glad you guys stopped by. I will definitely give you an update. Nick is one of the smartest people that I know. He and I have some pretty convoluted conversations with one another. Like I said earlier, he is one of my absolute best friends in the world. And the fact that we share something as much fun as 3D printing. We're taking bets of this build. What's the bet? Are we betting on whether or not I have a printer or a fire? Or whether or not I finish the printer? Like, what's the side pot here, man? Or what is the pool, and is there a side pot? Because if you pay me the right way, I could make some stuff happen. Because this channel operates at a deficit, so we need funding. That's why I'm super grateful that Fysetc agreed to send this kit over. They're pretty quick to respond in our communications. It is kind of rough working with companies that are based like 12 hours. 52 weeks. You think I'm going to finish, like it's going to take 52 weeks, or that it will be finished within the next 52 weeks? I can't bet on myself. I've been told my whole life to bet on myself, Mark. That's why we're doing this YouTube thing. People tell me to bet on myself. Fire versus printer. If there's a fire, I'll be really impressed. That means that I really messed up. But Calyx, are you saying that it's going to take me a whole year to finish the printer, or that it's going to be done within a year? Because I'm hoping that it's done like within a month. It's not likely. We might. It'll take at least 52 weeks. Ye of little faith, man. I don't know. Maybe I'll get some... Maybe I'm going to have a lot of fun doing this, and I'll have to throw in some bonus streams into the... Ow. Now, there's a bet you guys should be making with each other, is how long is it going to take before I cause serious bodily harm to myself? You're betting on that, so I won that one. You're betting on that I was betting on myself? All right. There we go. Someone believes in me. Calyx. Again, I'm super grateful that you guys are here hanging out, because otherwise I would just be sitting here in a shed talking to myself, which is what I normally do when I'm filming. So to have some company is much appreciated. I'm not sure how long we're gonna go, but I would like some semblance of a frame assembled tonight. I'm trying to nail this on 33, and I'm a... Oh, come on. I feel like if I breathe on it funny, it's going to hit 33. Where's Loyal? Everything comes up 33 for him. You know what? That's good enough. I will never believe. Without a call. Okay. 2 minutes for me to hurt myself. All right, it is 9:13. Timer starting now. With or without a call to the ambulance service. Conveniently enough for me, the fire department is less than half a mile from here. I need to go to a mental hospital because I talk to myself in a shed. I do it to make videos, man. What do you want from me? All right. I don't know what I'm measuring 33 from. 33 from the top. What? 33 from the top. All right. That's what we're going for. The only reason I talk to myself is because I don't have anybody to keep me company, man. It's just me and the dog. That's why I have you guys, my internet friends. And Loyal's taking the week off this week for family time and recovery, which actually pretty happy to see that. Like, on one hand, so I took 2 weeks off from making full videos because I was sick. Yeah, exactly. 33 is the magic LM number. And since he pointed that out to me, it's kind of astonishing how frequently that number comes up in my life. It might just be because I'm looking for it, but that number definitely does come up pretty frequently in my life. All right, so linear rail installed on this extrusion, and I need some way to signify that. Manor Mutant, what's up? No, he, believe it or not, my dog is, he is a sassy little fella, and he is a talker. I just don't understand what he's saying. I really don't want to use my knife on aluminum. I'm not repeatedly screwing in the exact same screws yet. All right, I am doing something probably kind of stupid, and I'm using this bit to rub some of the anodizing off of this extrusion. so I know which end is the top end. So you guys are gonna have to remind me that I marked the top end. It's not the same screws. It's many screws. There are many screws in here. And I'm screwing in many screws at one time. Got a lot of irons in the fire, you know? I feel attacked. Is this what it takes to be popular on the internet? Do you accuse me of screwing in the same screw over and over again? Just like I'm using my calipers in the... All right. Ow. Hey, it's been 3 minutes and I have not needed medical attention. So, Calyx, you lose, buddy. Ha ha. To quote Nelson Muntz from The Simpsons, ha ha. That was about as much bravado as I can get that out with because my throat is still a little uncomfortable. I don't know what kind of funk that I picked up, but I have felt just like terrible. This is the 3rd week now that I have been under the weather. 2 weeks ago, I didn't go bowling, which made me sad, but I knew I needed to recover. It was more important to try to get to feeling right than it was to go bowl bad. All right, another rail installed. All right, we have so far in the last hour and 15 minutes successfully made a mess on the table and installed 4 linear rails and a couple of spacers. We are making progress. I bet you did have fun, jerk. Isn't a Zero Voron a 3D machine used only to print ABS parts for other Voron machines? Galvani Philo? Philho? I don't know how to pronounce your last name. Help me out. Galvani, no. The Voron 0 is commonly used I mean, you can use it as the bootstrap Voron to, the whole goal is the 120 millimeter bed is big enough that you can print any essential Voron part on it. So you can print any essential Voron part. But it is so much more than just a factory for Voron parts. Also, you guys remember how just a second ago I told you that I needed to remember which end was which, so I scraped this anodizing off? Turns out the instructions tell me that I'm going to put one of these printed stoppers in. So that's why I was rummaging in the parts bin. So no, the Voron V0 is not just to print Voron parts in ABS. It is designed to print Voron parts in ABS really well. What I like and what attracted me about the machine is it is really small. It is a very small, fully enclosed printer. So what's really rad about it is it has a 120 millimeter, I think it's 120 cube. It's either 120 by 120 by 150 or it is 120 cubed. Somebody fact check me on that. I don't want to be wrong and I don't want to give misinformation. Anyway, it is designed to print quickly. You can print ABS very well, but that's not the only purpose for the machine. But it is designed to go fast. It's designed to get your parts done in a hurry, which is exciting. what I like about it is I'm really intrigued by the small size, which is why I am, took me a minute to find the M3x8 button cap screws, or button head cap. That's why I'm so excited about my Bamboo A1 Mini that's on the way eventually. It hasn't shipped yet, and I'm getting excited. Everybody is so worried about having these giant 3D printers that print really big things. And realistically, most of us don't print huge things every single time. Most of us, most of the time, realistically, can get by on printing within the bounds of 120 millimeter cubed. So, with that in mind, we have our stoppers installed. I marked that unnecessarily. Whatever. So, with that in mind, you can print really quick. And for most of the stuff that I print, like this cable keeper, or this little pumpkin stem, everything's gonna fit within the bounds of this little machine. Now, there are obviously some exceptions to that rule, like Builder's Mark in chat. He is like the king of giant 3D printers. He likes to print stuff really, really big. And it turns out awesome. You guys, sorry, I forgot to hydrate. So, Mark does a lot of really big printing. But, as awesome as I think that is, I would argue that Mark is the exception and not the rule. They included the M3 nuts that I needed. I just was looking for something that wasn't here. Mark is the exception, not the rule, which is awesome. I've seen some of the really awesome things that he does, and it's super exciting. And I love the notion of printing really big stuff, which is why when I was building the Voron 2, the 2.4 that I have mostly assembled, I went for a 300 millimeter cubed because I wanted to be able to print full-size wearable helmets like my bunny trooper here. And I'm not gonna do that on my Bamboos because I have a big head. I own it. It is what it is. All right, so we need 2 of these extrusions that don't have any holes in them. I never want to be like anybody else. Well, buddy, you are somehow everywhere in the 3D printing world, always. You're always incredibly kind to everybody, showing support and just showing how fantastic the 3D printing community is capable of being. Like, Builder's Mark, I legitimately mean this, like, it is a point of excitement to me that, 1, you're here. That means the world. You're here hanging out while I attempt to build a printer. But 2, you're showing up in so many streams. Like, I'm fairly confident every single 3D printing live stream that I have ever watched, I think that you've been hanging out in chat. And that to me is fantastic. So you're definitely not like anybody else, man. I don't know how you find the time to do everything that you do. All right, so we're gonna take some M3x10s and add them into these extrusions at the ends, which are labeled B extrusion. And we're not tightening them all the way because this is actually going to be used to start holding some stuff together in a minute. We can deal with the tightening soon. Again, these magnetic parts trays are super clutch. Like seriously, if you guys are doing any maintenance on your 3D printer, I highly recommend having them. Well, I'll put it this way, man. Well, you may not be in all of them, but you're in every single one that I've ever been in. Like, you have made it to every stream that I think I've ever watched. From Joel to Loyal to Patrick. It's crazy. I don't know how you... I legitimately do not understand how you have the time. You blow me away, dude. Okay. Now, we're going to add M3 by 6mm screws into the face of these rails, and they're going to be preloaded. Are you serious? 4 40-inch monitors with 4 streams each and then one on my phone. How do you... If you're being serious, how do you keep track of that? How do you know where you are, man? Insert 2 additional M3 nuts into the highlighted slot between the ones added to a fix. They will be used to attach the Z-stepper motor later. I want you guys to know I'm reading the instructions. We're in uncharted territory right now. Okay. So I need 4 of these per side. Oh. These M3 screws are, or nuts are non-ferrous. So they're not sticking to my parts tray. There is a flaw in the system. Dude, do you seriously watch like 17 streams at a time? How do you know where you're supposed to be when somebody's talking to you? All right, we're trying to get these nuts into this extrusion. That's the name of the game right now. And I feel like I'm probably doing things the hard way. But I've never been one to make things easy for myself. Preload M3 nuts. All right, so this is one of the first handful of like maker content streams that I've done. I'm not asking for you guys to grade me or degrade me. I just I want to know, like, for those of you who are here hanging out, which I appreciate. Other than the audio snafu in the beginning and the camera lighting issues, what can we be doing better? 3x6, convenient. What kind of stuff can I do that would improve the stream? Is there something that I can be doing better as a host? Like, I've been having fun with the handful of streams that we've done so far. And it really helps having you guys here hanging out. But if there's anything that I can do to be better, I want to. Because I want this to be a fun, chill place for people to want to come and hang out. Like, I'm having a good time and I'm enjoying the fact that you guys are here. It means a lot. And if there's something that I can do to make the show more enjoyable or higher quality for you, let me know. I can't promise it'll happen right away. But I'm incredibly open to feedback. If you guys watch any of my videos, I'm super open to feedback and try to implement as many changes as I possibly can when somebody suggests them. Like, I don't see any point in not trying to improve with each video that I make. Like, that just feels silly to me. I'm amongst good company, Mark. It works on Twitch. What works on Twitch? What is... okay. Oh. I understand, Didger. I'm listening, I promise. Now, how in the world do I do this? Read the next 4 pages before continuing. We recommend assembling the Z-axis while laying flat. Okay. We're going to lightly tighten these. I don't know how you guys do it. Like, if I'm not paying my undivided attention to a stream that I'm watching, I have no idea what's going on. I get distracted super, super easily. All right. Interesting. All right, so now's where stuff's gonna start getting a little bit sketchy, my friends. I really wish that I had something to ensure that this was being assembled flat and square. I need to use Allen keys for this. That's right, it goes in the square hole. Oh, it's not gonna work. Conveniently, as a part of the Fysetc Voron kit, they include Allen keys. Very convenient stuff. So, I only read 3 pages, not 4. Music helps me think too, man. I am the kind of person, I need noise to, like, this sounds counterintuitive, but, like, noise helps me think. That's right, round peg, square hole. You guys ever see the video, I guess you could call it a video meme? This dude is doing one of those, like, little kids puzzles, where he has to put shapes in the right holes, and there's a girl watching the video, and he keeps putting everything in the square hole. It, like, really freaks her out. It's really funny. So my friends and I will just randomly say the square hole all the time. Yeah, man, I mean, some sort of background noise. Like, it's really weird. So based off of where I am, the highway is due that-a-way, and I can hear the highway noise inside of my house when I'm trying to sleep, when I'm trying to work. But if I don't have that, I can't focus. Saw that video. Video of the highway? Oh, the trucks! I forgot about that. That video was fun. How tight are these supposed to be? Like, what am I doing? Oh, it'll be adjusted in a later step. You guys remember that part about read the instructions? You guys remember that part where I did a bad job at reading the instructions? I think that the design of the Voron printers is really clever. Like, I love the way that these things go together. It is super, super clever. But holy cow, this is not easy. Not building a Voron. You're not gonna build a Voron, or I'm not building a Voron. Because I think right now you could barely call what I'm doing building a Voron. Like, I might get a call and be asked to not ever build a Voron again because I'm harming their reputation. If you're planning on running a Bowden setup, preload an additional 2 for a total of 5 M3 nuts into the marked position. I have to put 3 M3 nuts into each rail. Each of these pieces of aluminum extrusion need 3 of these M3 nuts. Mark, did you, you need at least a 400 plus build volume. Did you pre-order a magneto to get the discount? That giant machine feels like it's right up your alley. Yeah, don't so much care about that. All right. We're going rogue again. This is supposed to be laying flat. Are you thinking that's going to be a pickup for you, or are you waiting to kind of see how everything checks out in the real world? Like, everything's all well and good on spec sheets, right? But with them using that new motor type, I'm really intrigued, but I'm not sure. Like, I really wanted the price savings, but I was uncertain if it was going to be worth the spend for me. Like, again, I'm not sure if I would utilize all the build space, but that thing is huge. Like, what is it, 300 by 400 by 350? It's massive. All right, stuff is happening. We've got this happening. As you can tell, this is a very square z-axis. There's no perpendicularity, or that's not even close to words. Okay. Anyway, completely square z-axis. It's fine. Everything is fine. 2 holes, 2 holes. Things are about to get a whole lot better. So, we're painting a pretty picture. That will someday be a 3D printer. I didn't realize the G-Max was 600 in Z. Dude, that's crazy. Do you have a G-Max 1? Also, I'm still pretty devastated that they went out of business. Like, we've seen a lot of weird stuff happening in the business side of 3D printing lately. Like Caribou 3D closing up shop, G-Max closing up. It's wild stuff. It is freaking wild stuff. Also, I guess Pooch from Repcord works for Prusa now. That was something that I just randomly saw on Twitter the other day. Like, the 3D printing world is staying moving. Is that why it was torn apart? Is because you were extending it? Or did you do that before you ripped it apart? Get in your home. There we go. 1.5 XT. I mean, I know Joel did some wild stuff with his G-Max. I love that, I can't think of the creature. The Mandalorian, I keep wanting to say Rancor? It's not a Rancor. The skull you did for Patrick's studio, dude, that thing is sick. I need a big printer in my life. Did you watch Emily the Engineer's video on making her Ender 3 10 feet tall? Her videos are like my exact brand of humor. I think she is, one, she's super smart, but I think she's really funny. Like 100%. The jokes and everything that she makes are right up my alley. Oh, this might be part of the problem. Oh no. We're causing problems. Bum ba dum bum 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 bum. That's better. It's like a pantograph. There we go. Dang it, man. Check for square. Well, conveniently I have 8-inch calipers, because that's how we're going to check for square. Bum, 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 bum. 169. That's pretty skippy. Dude, I watched, yesterday, I watched her video about 3D printing lawnmower blades, and it was 100% something that I was thinking about doing. But her video was just so good. I don't even want to try now because she killed it. Okay. Time to do some fine tuning. By fine tuning, I mean measuring. You did the hard bed mount, new magnetic, man. So it was like an episode of Pimp My Printer. Time for a big brain again. Okay. So I know that you do a lot of your own design work. Are you self-taught in CAD, Mark, or do you have some sort of professional background there? Are you like YouTube University guy? Or have you actually taken like some legit CAD classes to try to learn? I guess actually learn, not try to learn. Try to learn there was a little bit of a misnomer, I suppose. Self-taught. For the most part, I am as well. I have a terrible workflow. Like, I do what I call brute force CAD, and my primary objective is, does it work? Then it's fine. And Nick, who was in chat earlier, it drives him insane. He's a mechanical engineer. He gets paid the big bucks to actually do CAD stuff. And I drive him freaking bananas because I just kind of do my own stuff, man. And as long as it works at the end of the day. Is it 2 classes, Calyx, that you're doing? See, Mark, Calyx is super lucky. So I gave him a BQBX. He's actually somebody that I know IRL. And I gave him my BQ that I wasn't using. Also, I guess I should provide a quick update here. So this is, I measured it fairly square. So now we are moving on to adding some spacers. We had to drop a couple more nuts in here. So he actually has a 3D printing class in school, which I'm super duper effing jealous of because we didn't have any cool opportunities like that when I was growing up. Honestly, Calyx, Onshape is a really awesome CAD program to learn. A lot of us use Fusion 360 because there's a free version of Fusion for hobbyists, but Onshape is awesome because it's cloud-based and you can use it from anywhere. But if you wanted to learn something different, would recommend checking out Fusion. Okay, so we need to add 2 of these things, but I'm only seeing 1 of these spacer jobbies in here. There's a non-zero chance that I dropped it somewhere, but I don't know. So we may have to rock with 1 for now and get creative. Yeah, that's about enough of that. I also, Mark, really want to get into organic design, but I opened Blender the other day. So like for me, picking up Fusion was at least like somewhat intuitive. Like I can just kind of mumble around in Fusion and make stuff happen. I had no clue what I was doing with Blender. It gave me a whole new appreciation for all of the organic modeling guys. Like, the folks doing some of that stuff, it is wild. I don't have a lot of M3 by 8s. We're looking for M3 by 8s, friends. M3 by 8. I don't think I have a lot of, I mean, it's a little bit better, but I don't know that I have the most artistic outlook on things. I feel like for organic modeling, and I could be way off base and speaking way the heck out of line here, but I feel like for organic modeling, you like halfway need to have a really strong vision in your head of what the finished product is going to look like. All right, so I don't have another spacer handy, so I'm going to have to print one of those. So in the meantime, I'm just putting an M3 bolt there. And then now all of these little stoppers can go away. All right. I was way wrong. I was very, very wrong. Gosh. Oh no. I think that managed to yeet itself without losing a single bearing. Now, can we recover? Rookie mistake, gang. Rookie freaking mistake. Conveniently, I have another solution for that. We're going to do the same thing that I just attempted to do, but with a longer screw and actually tighten it down until I print a spacer someday. This is why it is a valuable thing to have your own spare parts on hand. So what's got you wanting to try a different CAD program? You just want to see what's out there? One job. I had one job, and but it was funny. It was funny. It was very funny. Also terrifying. Oh, wait. I might actually have only needed one of those. The picture kind of looks like I only needed one of those. All right, friends, we are arriving at an impasse. We are going on 2 hours, and it looks like we are coming up on time to start adding some heat set inserts. So, should we keep going? That's an option. Or do we call it here until next week? What do you think? Let me know. You guys want to keep going? Apparently I was thirsty. I kind of want to keep going, but I'm also kind of afraid that if I start going, I am not going to stop until it's time to go to bed. Let me pull up and show you guys. Let me show you guys what we've. Oh no, lost my place. There we go. Let me show you guys what we have going on in the instructions. I'm doing this on one monitor, so that's going to be a thing. But I want to show you guys kind of what I'm seeing with the instructions. So that's kind of what we've got going on. The instructions they're really well written. There's kind of some stuff in there that's it can be a little bit fiddly at times, but given the fact that the Voron team works like almost exclusively off of donations, so that it's not really a company, I think it's a really well thought out and really well put together kit. So far, I have been really impressed with what Fysetc has included. I think they're doing an awesome job with the kit so far. The real hurdle is me. I'm the problem. I acknowledge that about myself. You know, I think we can. See, the problem is I don't know necessarily where a good place to start putting pins is going to be. So like the next steps that we're going to be getting into are building the bed. You know, I think that's what we're going to call it for tonight. I don't want to rush through this. and I don't want to get super tired. I want to keep enjoying the build. I'm having a blast so far, and I don't want to ruin that. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to call it for the night, and I'm going to leave this mess of parts lay everywhere. I think that's the game plan. We might, depending on how much gumption I end up with, we may end up doing a couple streams a week. Like, this is a lot of fun, and I've got some time. I'm off on Fridays, so I've got some time. We might do some daytime streams on Fridays, because I do really want this printer to be done. The Bamboo A1 Mini should be shipping like any day, and I'm really hoping to have this done around the same time that we are evaluating the A1 Mini, because I really want to be able to compare the two side by side, because they're two different extremes going to serve a similar purpose for me. So I think that's where we call it, guys. I've really had a blast. I'm having a lot of fun doing this, and for those of you who have been here hanging out, I appreciate you a ton. Just know this is not going to be a quick process, but it's going to be a fun one. We're going to have a good time. We're going to hang out. Something that's really nice about doing these as live streams is I'm going to be able to talk to you guys the whole time. And you guys get to make fun of me in real time, which is fun. So for the night, I think that's it. I think I'm going to go grab some dinner. And for those of you who don't know, super awesome content creator, Patrick W3D is going to be on Twitch very soon. So I'm going to go hang out and watch his stream. For everybody who's been here, I really appreciate the support. Make sure you give us a like. That lets us know that we're doing a good job. If you guys have anything that you want to see us do better, hit me up on Twitter, leave a comment on the VOD once this is posted. I want to keep getting better as a content creator. I'm having an absolute ball with this, and I think that we're starting to kind of pick up some momentum. We just hit 600 subscribers. We're like 609, 610. If you have any friends who are interested in 3D printing content, let them know that we're here, and it'd be much